Hi, my name's Dave Baldwin, and I'm an aspiring artist. In 2019, I found myself being made redundant from the company I'd been with for 11 years, having done graphic design for over 30 years. Lost my way a little bit. I wasn't sure where I was going to go, and was feeling quite anxious, to be honest with you, about the future, about supporting my wife, my family, and everybody around me. And then I came across a charity called the Butterfly Garden. It's based near Cheltenham. I went along for one morning to see what was happening there and was introduced to Chris, the owner, and decided that perhaps a few days a week while I was looking for another job, this place would be the place for me to move myself forward, get to know other people, and perhaps rediscover myself a little bit. So while I was there, I discovered my love of art again. It was something that I'd done at college, but really hadn't used in any form to support myself or even as a hobby, to be honest with you. But while I was at the Butterfly Garden, I started running little classes, just doing graphic design because that was my background. But I found myself falling back in love with art again. We had a few sessions where we were doing still life with a couple of pupils there. And somebody asked me, would I be able to run a couple of sessions on a morning on a Monday and Tuesday? So I did. So for 3 or 4 hours on those mornings, we would sit down and we'd do a little bit of art and things like that. It might be still life. It might be something I brought in that the students could colour in. And also using my graphic design skills, I'd turn them into printed media so the students had something to take home to show their family. Then, unfortunately, lockdown came along and I had been going to craft fairs. And I'd had a lot of craft fairs booked in for 2020. A lot of these, in fact, all of these were then cancelled, unfortunately, due to COVID. And the anxiety reared its ugly head again. I couldn't go to the Butterfly Garden. I didn't have an outlet. Started to feel really anxious about what I was going to do for the future again. And my moods got really, really low. And then somebody said to me, have you thought about doing your art online? And I thought, what an amazing idea. What do you mean by art online? Start selling your art. You've got so much that you've done with the students and things that you've developed as well. So I already had a website that I built. My background helped me to design this. And I started putting my art on Facebook, social media, etc. And I suddenly found an audience. The Barnwood Trust I happened to come across while I was at the Butterfly Garden. And it was these people that inspired me and said that Dave, you're actually that good. You could actually start doing this as a business. With their help financially, but also supporting me mentally, I had a little bit of a push and a bit of an ego boost. And within 12 months, I found that I'd done over 200 artworks. A lot of them were football stadiums, which I found out I had a niche for. And people were starting to buy my art. I was getting commissions. I even had people at the Barnwood Trust buying my Christmas greetings cards. Amazing. From where I'd started, people were starting to get an enthusiasm and asking me oh, Dave, do you sell these? What are you going to do at Christmas? 2 Christmases had passed. I suddenly did a whole range of Christmas cards and I was selling those to my close friends. It was absolutely amazing. So from a point where I really didn't know where I was going to go, having lost my job in 2019, I've rediscovered myself. The Barnwood Trust has helped. The Butterfly Gardens helped. People up and down the country being amazing on social media. They've just given me that boost that I've really needed. And it's onwards and upwards now. And it gives me the possibility to work from home, support my family, but also go along to the Butterfly Garden now and still continue teaching art to a small select of students at the moment. But it's brilliant, some of the results that we're getting out. Students, adult people that have never, ever lifted up a paintbrush are now producing copies of Van Goghs and Paul Clark watercolours and things like that. And they go home and show their key workers. And I've been told only in the last week that someone's anxiety is almost disappeared because of the sessions that they've been having with me, and it's given them such a boost. So it's given me a boost, but I'm passing on that boost to other people. It's been absolutely extraordinary. I have a couple of star students and they've never even picked up a stretch canvas until 6 months ago. And now they're doing these beautiful acrylic paintings that they can take home, hang on their walls and have their own gallery, but share with all their friends as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Instead of working for somebody else, I'm working for myself now, for my family, to support them, but also share my art with my friends. And it gives them a boost during lockdown as well, because they look forward to my daily posts, the new artwork I've done. And I have comments saying, Dave, today you put a smile on my face. It reminds me, you've done a picture of the Lake District. We went there on holiday 2 years ago. Can't visit at the moment, but you've put a smile on our faces. You reminded us of our previous holidays. So there I am at the moment. During lockdown, Facebook, Instagram, and a few other outlets like Twitter have given me a new expanse, a new freedom to open up my art and to share with people. I never really went on Facebook. The only time I went on Facebook was to share my wedding plans with my family about 12 years ago. I never thought that I could actually use this as a tool to say hello to people and share my art with them. And it's been absolutely immense. I've joined about 20 different Facebook groups. I've joined professional and amateur artist groups as well, where we've shared our skills. I've even given tuitions to people online and answered questions like, how do you paint sky? How do you do a shadow? Dave, what have you mixed to make the green? Just little things like that have just really given me a boost and an enthusiasm, but also helped other people. My art's actually now gone international. I sell through selling sites. I won't promote those here, but the sites that I put my art onto now are being seen by international audiences. And even today, I've posted one of my prints to America. I've posted to Australia, Ireland, Germany, France, Spain, Italy. They've gone all over. So I'm becoming a bit of an international artist. I produce my own prints. I'm able to do that economically, and I keep my prices down, which is great for them. I can share my art to so many hundreds of people now. And it's brilliant to think that people now think that it's good enough to actually purchase, which is brilliant. There's an artist called Paul Clark who does free tutorials on YouTube, and he's now set up a group of over 2,000 members. And I joined 2 weeks ago, and I've had one of my paintings had 300 likes in a day and about 50 comments. Like, Dave, how did you do that? Well, I sat in the car while I was waiting outside the hospital. And how did you do that? Well, I sat the paintings on the driver's seat, and I had my brushes in the well and things like that. And my word, that's amazing talent. And it's great to hear from other people that are also talented. So it's just that reiterance that actually you are good. You need that confirmation an awful lot of the time, especially when you're feeling a little bit low. But that affirmative that you are actually quite good is the biggest boost and the best medicine that you could ever have in the world. I'm hoping to perhaps do a few Zoom lessons and actually go onto YouTube as well and show a few tutorials, even share some of the art that the students have done with me at the Butterfly Garden and show people actually, you don't have to be a professional artist to enjoy art and really find a new skill that can give you a smile on your face like it's given me. The biggest challenge was the anxiety from having done over 20 craft fairs during 2019 and started to get a little bit of a following. I'd go to the same craft fairs every week, and the same people were coming back and say, oh, you're going to be here next week. Oh, great. Can I buy that next week? Or have you got this for me? Suddenly, with lockdown, that was all gone. I didn't have that social interaction. There was my wife self-isolating as well. So we started isolating together. It was a really difficult time to wonder where the future was going to go. There was no light at the end of the tunnel, as there wasn't for a lot of people. There was a dark gloom shadow hanging over me. And it was a very difficult time to get myself motivated, to get myself forward and to continue with my art. Suddenly, with social media and the support of the family and an expanded family of friends that I was suddenly getting on the internet, it gave me that boost to actually get up and start doing it again. And as I said, I've now expanded and I've done over 200, 300 artworks in 2 years, and it's been amazing. But what I've been really fortunate to be able to do is support an awful lot of charities locally, but also up and down the country. People will see my art, especially my football grounds, what I've done an awful lot of. And I joined Facebook groups, and it might be, say, the Cheltenham supporters group in Gloucestershire. And somebody would see my art and say, Dave, we've got a charity auction coming up online. Could you donate some of your art? And I've actually done that. I've supported the Sue Ryder in Leckhampton. I actually painted an original painting, watercolour, of the shed at King's Home, Gloucester Rugby. I gave the guy the original so he can auction it. So once lockdown has ceased, they can have an event actually at Gloucester Rugby and auction it off. There's been situations like that where I've supported so many people, and that's given me that boost. So my art, to be honest with you, I do it every day. It's now me. It's a new thing, a new boost, and it's my medicine. If I've not done a piece of art during the day, I actually feel a little bit gloomy because I feel like there's so much more of what I want to do and new skills that I want to develop. So that really is where it's come from. But I'm so pleased that I've been able to support so many charities. The Holly Gazard Trust as well locally in Tewkesbury is quite a well-known charity now nationally, but I was able to support them with some prints that they auctioned off to help them with their fundraising during these difficult times. I never imagined that I could be able to do something like this and give a boost to other people. It was always working for somebody else, never getting the plaudits for doing what you did. Office 9 to 5, you do great work, but you'd only hear that via your boss. But now you're one-to-one with people and they're so thankful for everything that you give them. And it's a gift that keeps giving, really. It gives to me and it gives to them, which is fantastic. I'm just so happy to be doing what I'm doing now. It's a bit of struggle at times, but it can only expand. The more I do, the more types of audience. And I do all types. There's all sorts of things. There's landscapes to little bits of animals. It might be a water bowl or something like that. And then you've got these immense football grounds like Wembley Stadium or the Principality in Cardiff. I've painted those as well. It's such a broad spectrum of interests that I paint. If it hadn't been for lockdown and COVID, I don't think I'd be selling online. I'd probably be a struggling artist like an awful lot of artists are around here, going to craft fairs, just about covering your pitch every day, thinking of new things that you want to sell, etc., and continually doing that, but not really expanding. But the opportunity that lockdown has actually given me to build my own website, to sell online, and to be introduced to an all new family of friends has been amazing. And I don't think that I would actually done that if I hadn't been to COVID-19. I think I'm one of the success stories that have come out of it.